Zoro vs Law is one of the most popular topics in our fandom and we've debated about this a lot. In this video I will show you why Zoro vs Law is not debatable with evidence from the manga. But before we find out who is stronger, let's play a game. Who do you think is stronger, Zoro or Law? Let me know in the comments after watching this video if your answer is different. And for the love of God, just be honest and don't decide who is stronger based on your favorite character. Without wasting more time, let's find out who would win between King of Hell and the Surgeon of Death. Before I drop their feats, I want to debunk some of the misunderstandings about both of them. Many people think that Law is stronger than Zoro because he has better bounty and he is a captain and Zoro is a commander. When it comes to bounties in One Piece, it's the worst way to judge characters and there's a lot of examples. Like Queen's bounty is more than post Wano Zoro and Buggy's bounty is over Luffy. Even if you look at Law and Kid, how on earth they share the same bounty as Luffy? So bounties in One Piece doesn't indicate strength, and especially the ones that doesn't make sense. Just because Zoro has to fight a first Yonko commander and Law has to fight a Yonko along with a partner doesn't mean that he is stronger. And you can take Mihawk as an example because he doesn't really care about being a Yonko, but he is a top tier. Now when it comes to Law's fight with Big Mom, it's pure plot armor because Big Mom was nerfed so that they can get rid of her. They are not powerful enough to knock out someone like Big Mom, that's why they decided to drop her off. So using Big Mom to say that Law is close to Yonko level is a bad argument, and the funny thing is that people forgot that Kid was there. I don't know why, but you have to understand that Law was able to land attacks on Big Mom because of Kid. People really underrate Kid and give all the credit to Law in this fight because they are just delusionals. It's already proved that both of them are not near Yonko level in the latest chapters, so don't use Big Mom as a measure. I've made a video about how strong was Big Mom and explained why Kid and Law can't beat her, so you can go and watch it if you want to. I've argued with people who said Law can simply take Zoro's heart or so, but that's not happening. Because Zoro can use way powerful conqueror's Haki than Law, so if he can't steal doflamingo's heart, he can't do anything to Zoro. Now let's move to their feats and starting with physical strength. Zoro is obviously stronger than Law physically, it's not debatable, so let's move on. Moving to speed, and Law is faster than Zoro because he can teleport, but Zoro's combat speed is better. Now a lot of people think that this is one-sided when it comes to speed, but that's not true. Zoro's combat speed is way better than Law even if he's not using advanced infusing. So even if Law can teleport, he won't be able to compete with Zoro, especially now that he can use advanced infusing. Law was able to land attacks on Big Mom multiple times off guard because of Kid, and Law's awakening doesn't boost his speed or any raw physical abilities. Some people say that Law is able to compete and land attacks on Big Mom, and Big Mom's combat speed is relative to base Kaido, but Big Mom is not that fast character. In fact, she is slow because Marco was able to compete with her. And base Kaido blitzed Luffy, who was faster than Marco. Luffy even used feature sight and couldn't dodge it perfectly. So there's no feat for Law in terms of combat speed to say he's like Zoro, because he was able to land attacks on someone even Marco can compete with along with Kid in 2v1 fight. While Zoro blitzed King in his fastest form, and this King is faster than Marco, so Law can move faster but Zoro can compete easily based on their feats. Overall speed goes to Zoro because combat speed is more important than teleportation. To convince you, after using advanced infusing, Luffy dodged Atenta Bagoa from Hyper Kaido, but before the Haki Bloom, Luffy used future sight but still got blitzed by base Kaido. He couldn't completely dodge it and Zoro unlocked the same ability. So I don't think teleportation will help Law to compete with current Zoro because there's no feat to put him above Zoro. For Haki, it obviously goes to Zoro because we don't have any feat for Law until now to put him above Zoro before Wano. Zoro now can use two types of advanced Haki forms, Conqueror's Haki and advanced infusing. For observation, let's say they are relatives because we don't have any impressive feats, but I think even observation Haki goes to Zoro because in general he has way better Haki feats. Now let's talk about attack power and who got better AP. Law's awakening is impressive because he can damage people from the inside, but King of Hell Zoro has better AP because of advanced armament Haki. Now if Zoro's caught Kaido without controlling his Haki, what would he do to people like Big Mom or Blackbeard? Kaido is way durable than both of them in his base form. Even if they are using basic armament, they are not close. Currently Zoro can do damage to them way better than Law because they are not close to Kaido in terms of durability. And Zoro scarred him in his hybrid form without knowing that he was using Haki and with almost 30 broken bones. I believe current Zoro can scar Kaido, not like Uden but close to be honest, so there is no way Law's AP is better based on Big Mom or Blackbeard, because if Zoro can scar Kaido, he can do much damage than Law because they are not even close to Kaido's durability. Zoro did this without even know that he was using Haki, but now he does, so AP goes to Zoro for sure. For stamina, I think it goes to Zoro, and here's why. Law's Devil Fruit abilities consumes a lot of energy, and especially his awakening. That's actually obvious because when Luffy uses his gears, and not only gear 4, it takes a lot of energy. Now I want you to think about Kaido because he was holding a whole island and fighting because people say it was like breathing, but I don't think so. Back to Zoro, he has some kind of stamina issues because Emma was draining his Haki without permission. But now Zoro can control his Haki, so his stamina will be better than Law because Zoro's physical abilities are better than Law. I thought their stamina will be relative, but after thinking about it, I think stamina goes to Zoro because he doesn't need to use his Haki all the fight, but Law will use his Devil Fruit for the majority of the fight. When it comes to defense, Law is not even close. You can use Haki to increase your defense based on Rayleigh's statement. Law's Devil Fruit, even with the awakening, doesn't boost his defense at all, and here's some examples. Law tried to block a basic swing from Kaido and used antibacterial curtain to increase his defense, and Kaido sent him flying. For Zoro, he survived one of the strongest attacks in the series by far. His endurance and durability are better than Law because you can increase your defense using Haki. I want to add that Law can't tank a Tandabagua as people think, although he did, but it's plot armor, and here's why. Yamato clashed with Kaido using the same attack and she took damage and said she couldn't guard herself. She used Ice Shield to protect herself, and she's way durable than Law because she's the daughter of the most durable character. So how can Law tank the same attack that Yamato defended herself but still took a lot of damage? In that case, Law's defense is better than Yamato, better than Gear 4 Luffy, and better than Kizaru, which doesn't make sense. Now obviously Zoro is stronger than Law, and that's why it's not debatable. I think Zoro would win with high difficulty at best because there's no way this fight will end up in Law's favor. Now this fight would go like Law will use his awakening abilities that Zoro doesn't know about, and maybe he would be able to land attacks on Zoro, but it's not enough to put him down. Law's Devil Fruit hacks will be annoying for Zoro, but any attack from Zoro is powerful enough to cut one of his limbs. This fight is not gonna take long because Law will use his Devil Fruit a lot and run out of stamina, and any attack with advanced infusing from Zoro will be dangerous. I asked you a question at the beginning of the video, so let me see if I changed your mind. Also, let me hear your opinion about this fight, and please be serious and honest. Law and Kid are overrated, and you can tell from the latest chapters, and actually it's close to appear in the anime. In the next video I will talk about Kid vs Law and share with you my thoughts about them and their future in the story. That was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, guys, so drop a like and see you later.